I want to dedicate this video to those who have lost their jobs, those who have lost loved ones, those who have been mentally and physically strained and drained, as well as those facing one form of difficulty and discomfort due to this modern day system of oppression caused by the unjust introduction of this systematically planned and advanced engineered bioweapon and biomachinery. This video is dedicated especially for you and to let you know that there is someone out there willing to speak up and to resist the oppressor. Greetings, my people. Welcome once again to my channel. I would like to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to my new subscribers for acknowledging my hard work and supporting my efforts. I want to say a very big thank you for all of you subscribing to my channel in the past few weeks. I'm very grateful. And for my returning subscribers, those that have been there with me from the onset of the creation of this channel at about 2-3 months ago, I would like to say a very big thank you and welcome to you. Welcome as well to this channel. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, I want to say a very big warm welcome to you all once again. My name is Biwariki Kum Staka NZ. This channel was originally created to showcase the best of the best, high quality, different from high premium silver collectible silver bullion coins, past, present, and future coins struck by mints from all over the world. However, looking at the state of our world today and looking at the immense knowledge that I command and the amount of knowledge I possess at my disposal, it is not enough to just sit back and keep quiet. And I have advanced this channel to include topics such as finance and financial investment, world politics and geopolitics, world money, currencies, and other topics that will help shape the lives of the poor masses like you and I in the lower echelon. Alright, today's topic, we will be looking at a very sensitive and controversial topic. So if you are the kind of person who doesn't like to listen to the ultimate reality of what is going on in the world around us, you can kindly excuse us and decide to skip this video and wait for another of my spectacular coin showcasing videos. We will be covering a topic titled The Great Financial, Economic, Political, Cultural and Demographic Overhaul, and they will be unhappy. So let us dive in. The topic of this channel, or of this particular edition, which I have mentioned, this basically means the Great Reset. The Great Reset that everybody all knows about. It's no more hidden. It is a topic, or let me say the Great Reset as foretold to us by the World Economic Forum, implying that you will own nothing and we will be happy. And I rebuke them. I strongly rebuke them for that statement by alarming my awoken lions that our fight is the Great Resist. Yes, or the Great Resistance, which implies from our side that they will control no one and they will be unhappy. For those of you who do not know what the Great Reset is, I will quickly run you down what they meant by the Great Reset. And in my personal opinion, I believe that it is tied to the so-called Build Back Better agenda. Yes, the Build Back Better agenda. Well, the Great Reset initiative, as I understood by these elite class psychopaths who have links with the World Economic Forum, will not only be a financial and economic reset as it appears to look like. It will also comprise of political reset, which is your one world government, as you can see all around the world happening, taking place. It will be a cultural reset, desegregation and social credit society system. And a demographic reset as well. So basically, the Great Reset was the coming together and gathering of high powerful elite class individuals, major leading private companies in the world, and some low key government agencies in Davos located in Switzerland, where they planned and vowed to transform the current world economic system into a fairer and more equitable system, according to Karl Schwab. Then, as the warning or the writing on the wall of the World Economic Forum, which stated that you will own nothing and we will be happy. I don't know about you. To be honest, I will actually ask you that question. I mean, I don't know about you whether I will own anything and will be happy. But me, myself, will certainly not be happy. To be honest, I will certainly not be happy, as this group of devil worshippers just talk straight out of the belly of their demons without critical sense of reasoning. And I will pose this question to you and ask you, can anyone tell me a time in human history that someone had owned nothing, absolutely nothing, and have been happy? This is different from contentment, and one being poor doesn't necessarily mean he or she having nothing in their possession. Alright, there is a trick catch to that phrase which many YouTubers have failed to decode. A very dangerous trick catch statement which should get each and every one of us worried about their safety and well being. Many YouTubers, economists, financial analysts are all focused on the material aspect of things with regards to the Great Reset, such as your bank accounts, your bail-ins from the banks and things like that, properties, be it your real estate investment, stock market investments, crypto investment, but all have failed to think critically, like I have done, that the World Economic Forum saying that you will own or you will be owning nothing and will be happy also extends to every human not owning themselves as well. Yes, you will not even own your own self. Many people will not be owning their own thought process. Yes, your own very, very thought process, as the World Economic Forum will be thinking for you. You all will not own your bodies as well, as the World Economic Forum will be deciding what goes in and what goes out of your God-given body. I believe that such prophecy made by the World Economic Forum has already started manifesting before our very eyes, and this is no conspiracy theory. This is live fact for those who have eyes and who have brains to critically think and see what is going on in the world today, which has been shadow coded. Anyway, so from my intelligence, I have once more gone one step ahead to analyze and to understand that the scary statement which has been made by the World Economic Forum, and hence alerting my fellow awoken lions to stand together to resist such form of devilish oppression, because we are in a serious war zone in the stranger and strangest times. Indeed, it will be a very tough battle ahead. I can remember in my final financial investment video which I produced last month, I went full on biblical and full on religious to defend and to shed some light in terms of real money, which is gold and silver, and how this fiat monetary system has been devised to enslave the whole of humanity. The video was very well received by many, and I will be going full biblical and full religious to shed some light on the devilish intent of this World Economic Forum agenda, of you will be owning nothing and we will be happy. Well, which turns out to be a massive lie. To be honest, that is a massive lie from them, as they've always been lying to us, and a form of unjust war on the natural way of human living. As the Bible tells us, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Carnal meaning they are not flesh and blood, but against the principalities and powers of the evil forces seated in higher authority. Which I absolutely agree with that verse of the Bible, because some of the devilish policies from some government officials are nothing but devilish policies which were crafted out of the belly of demons, where they get their inspirations from. The scariest bit of prophecy which I have stumbled upon in the Bible comes from the book of Revelations, which states that, and the second beast requires all people, small and great, rich and small, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of its name. Alright, now this is some serious prophecy, and the question I wish to ask you all is this poison 19 gene therapy antidote pass that gives you access to all your indoor activities, such as going into cafes, restaurants, gyms, and stadiums? This same poison 19 gene therapy antidote pass, which gives you access to keep and retain your job and your source of livelihood, as well as allows you free passage to go on flights and travel around the country without disturbance. Could this be the mark? I question you all. Somebody has to explain to me. Or do we need to wait truly for the second beast to come, whereby if you do not have your poison 19 gene therapy antidote pass, you won't be allowed to make any phone calls, as your phone will be blocked by the service provider agents, or you won't be allowed to access your bank accounts, credit cards, and debit cards to make any form of purchase, or even to receive funds until you have verified your poison 19 gene therapy antidote pass. Could this be the stage or the level that we will get to when the second beast arrives, as read in the book of Revelations? I do not know. Please let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, please let someone please shed some light on this revelation, and let me know just down in the comment section below. Just have a say on that. I really want to understand what is going on there. Alright, using the Quranic verse to shed some light on the World Economic Forum prophecy, I will be telling a story narrated in Surah Al-Kahf, which is also chapter 18 in the Quran, which was the same chapter I used to defend silver as a monetary metal in my final financial investment video. The story was between Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, and another servant of God named Khidr. One day, the story goes on, when Moses, or Musa is the Arabic form of Moses, when Moses was giving a sermon to the people of Israel, someone asked Moses, "Who is the most knowledgeable person on the face of the earth?" And Moses said, "I am the most knowledgeable person on the face of the earth." And immediately Jibreel, which is the Arabic term of the Archangel Gabriel, came down and responded to Moses, telling him, "No, there is a servant of God whom has been taught a specific knowledge which you do not have." Moses quickly responded by saying, "How can I meet this man, as I would like to learn from his God-given knowledge?" The Archangel Gabriel responded by telling him that his name is Khidr, and you will meet him in a location where two oceans meet. And Moses set out on his journey to meet with Khidr. When Moses met Khidr, he found him sitting on a solid rock. And when Moses approached him, Khidr recognized him and said, "Is this Moses of the people of Israel?" And Moses responded by saying, "Yes." Khidr asked him, "What has brought you here?" Moses replied, "I have come to embark with you on a journey and to learn from you." Khidr explained to him that, "O Moses, you won't be able to bear patience on what you are about to experience with me." Moses told Khidr, "Don't worry, God willing, you will certainly find me of those who are patient." Khidr said, "All right, but on one condition. You might embark on this journey, but on one condition. You do not ask questions on the way. Just keep quiet and observe what I do." And they set out on the journey, and when they came to a riverside, they found a group of fishermen and their boat. They asked the fishermen to help them by giving them a lift to the other side of the river. As they were mere travelers without money, the fishermen agreed and took them on board. Once they were about to get to shore, Khidr went to the other side or to the other end of the boat and started cracking and creating a hole in the boat. Moses responded by asking Khidr, "Have you done this to drown us all?" Despite the fact that these humble and generous fishermen have agreed to give us a lift. Khidr responded to Moses by saying, "I told you from the beginning that you won't be able to bear patience with me." Moses said, "All right, I am sorry, I forgot." They came down from the boat and immediately they saw a group of children playing, and Khidr took one of them and kills the young boy. Completely eliminates the kid in front of Moses. Moses was horrified and asked Khidr, "How could you have killed an innocent soul whom have done no wrong to you?" Khidr responded again and told him, "Did I not tell you that you will be unable to bear patience with me?" Moses apologized again, and this time around Moses put a condition on himself, saying, "If I ask you one more question, you reserve the right to send me packing." Khidr said, "Okay, done deal." They continued on their journey until they came to a town, and then asked the people of that town for hospitality as they were travelers. Unfortunately, the people of that town were extremely hostile and unhospitable to Moses and Khidr. And upon their movement around the town, Khidr saw a wall which was about to collapse and he rebuilt it free of charge. That got Moses outraged, and he said, "You should have at least gotten some money or food in exchange for your work." Khidr then reminded Moses and told him, "Oh Moses, you have broken the conditions of our agreement, and this is the parting between you and I. And before we part ways, I will explain to you that which you could not bear patience with me." As for the fishermen, there was a king who had men going about confiscating every single useful working boat in operation. I had to put a dent or a hole in the boat so that when the king's men comes to confiscate the boat of the fishermen, they will see it damaged and they will leave it alone. Hence, the fishermen will retain their source of livelihood once they have repaired it. Alright, let us just pause for a minute. Let me pause for a minute and to reflect on that one part of the explanation which Khidr gave to Moses before I move on to the other parts. We can see that in this present day and age, the government have confiscated people's businesses and livelihood due to the planned, systematic, and advanced engineered introduction of the poison 19 gene therapy bioweapon, which led to the one world lockdown all over the world, which has seen the wiping out of the middle income class group. I can say that the governments all around the world were able to do these types of lockdowns because the money printer was on. If we were still on the gold standard, it would have been impossible for them to print gold and silver to infinity. Alright, going to the second explanation which Khidr gave to Moses. Khidr explains to Moses, as for the young boy who I took his life by the permission of the Almighty, his father was a righteous believer, and we feared that this child will grow up to become a source of distress and danger to the family and community. So the Almighty intended to substitute this child for a better one. Okay, let us pause there once again as I shed some light on the second part of the story. One of the main aims of the World Economic Forum, as stated in the beginning, was that you will own nothing. This also extends to your God-given children as well. We can see that the gradual disintegration of the society where governments have implemented and have passed a law that you are not allowed to discipline your children. So it means that the quote, spare the rod and spoil the child, does not fit into the devilish agenda of the government. Hence, children grow up with poor and weak foundations that is needed to pass through the test of times and the challenges of life, which has led to many committing suicide, which has damaged many parents emotionally and physically. The government has also gone as far as taking away the God given rights and responsibilities of parents to train and guide their children in the direction which is beneficial to the society. As we have seen that children as young as 15, and in most Western countries from birth, children are allowed to choose their gender or change their gender without the consent or approval of parents. Children are hooked onto pornography at early stages of their lives, massive brainwashing of our kids through the TikTok, Instagram, Netflix, which has resulted in the detrimental disintegration of our society. I'm sure most of you will definitely agree with me, those of you who have kids. Anyways, moving on to the third and final explanation between Khidr and Moses. Khidr explains to Moses, as for the collapsing wall, there was a treasure beneath the walls meant for 2 orphans, which was hidden by their father before his death. I had to rebuild those walls so that when the 2 orphans come of age, they will discover the treasure. If the treasure was discovered while we were there in that town, do you think that those stingy and hostile people of the town, who could not even offer poor travelers like you and I a little gesture of hospitality, would have given those treasures to the 2 orphans? Alright, we'll pause there and we'll explain that part in relation to what we are experiencing in today's world. It is clear that in the same way Khidr could not trust the people of that town to give the treasures meant for the 2 orphans, in the same way in this modern day and age we can never trust our governments with our money or any aspects of our lives. In today's world, the government is concerned about our health, yes, health and safety, but they are not concerned about what is contained in our pockets or in our bank accounts. The government will never ask you about the source of your calamity or distress, but they will be quick to gun you down if they feel or if they see that you are making good enough money and you are living free as well as enjoying life. So, Khidr told Moses that these are the explanation of what he could not bear patience with. So that is a very, very interesting story which I have extracted, from the Quran. And yes, and once again, I have gone biblical to defend and to justify what is going on in the world today, which is not the first time I'm doing such. I have done this in my financial investment video. If you haven't watched it, please kindly do make sure you go and have a watch of it. I will conclude this particular episode as I do not want this video to be too long, in as much as I would like to include and to cover potential grid collapse and how you should prepare for such. I just want to tell you that a few weeks ago I read on Reuters that the state of Israel led 10 countries simulation of a major cyber attack on the global financial system, which they said that it was an attempt to increase cooperation that could help to minimize any potential damage to financial markets and banks. Okay, another story from them. In my opinion, this is another war game, yeah, from the elite. And indeed, these people do have PhD in deception, and it is a topic worth covering on a separate video, because once these people have started doing these simulations, we should actually prepare ourselves of what is to come. Yes, once they start to do all this planned simulation is just to tell us and to give us an indication of another disaster or another squam gimmick that will be introduced in the future to serve another agenda. Anyways, although part of the preparation for the grid collapse can also be heard towards the last segment of my final financial investment video for the year 2022 of the Tiger, you can always go to that video and have a listen at it. Alright, once again, my heart goes out to those who have been oppressed in these times, and surely I am also part of those who are oppressed. Yes, the person making this video is also part of the oppressed group. And I reach out to those who are on the other side of the oppressor. And indeed, I reach out to them, those that have sided with the oppressor, and I extend my hand to actually tell them to rethink this two-way apartheid system of governance, which has been stirred and introduced by governments all around the world, to stand on the side of justice. To conclude, I will leave you all with one quote before I wrap up this video. It says, "When tyranny and injustice has passed through parliament and has become law, then the people need to assemble and mobilize to make rebellion and resistance their primary duty." I will read it again. When tyranny and injustice has passed through parliament and has become law, then the people need to assemble and mobilize to make rebellion and resistance their primary duty. Alright, thank you very much, and indeed I will see you in my next non-coin showcasing video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.